Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear this Tuesday morning. Hope most of y'all didn't blow away. It's still blowing. I tell you what, we were all caught off guard on that wind for such a long period of time. We're talking about 20, 30 miles per hour wind this far away, and it's still a tropical storm. I think it's sort of a wake-up call. Hurricane season is here, and so we need to all be prepared and get ready. So anyway, it's glad to have you, and we appreciate you watching the show. High today is going to be 85, low 77, and water temperature has gone from 77 last week to 81 this morning. So keep that in mind as it's sort of increased a little bit. River readings brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. We're looking at Apalachicola, Bluntstown. It's reading at 6.6, and it's going to be going up. Right now it's level a little bit. But at Choctawhatchee at Caryville, it's reading a 4.7. And of course, it's going up with all the rain we've had. It's going to be getting on up there. So we've had quite a bit of rain and quite a bit of wind the last couple of days. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. High tide right around the middle of the day, 11:48, and it's going to be dropping out till about 11:13. And good tide today is June the 9th, and a really strong tide today. But the wind is still going to keep blowing. I checked it. It's coming out of south today at 12. It's going to be coming out. It's going to be blowing Wednesday. Now Thursday looks like it's going to calm down a little bit, swing out of the north. So it's going to be a factor in the outdoor activities. Keep that in mind. I got a couple of notes I wrote myself. Richard Jackson, please get a hold of him. I've lost your phone number. So Joel King, please call me. I get so many calls and emails and texts and all, and I try to answer 100% of them, and sometimes some folks fall between the cracks. So Richard and Joel, I've lost your messages somewhere, so y'all please call me back, okay? Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. We were going to talk about the state parks. Speaking of people contacting me and all this, it's always 99% of the time is always good news and all about outdoors. And Mike McGraw has been, Mike sent me this, and this is on the state park now. Just to let you know, pass holders at the state park can once again have 24-hour coded access. But listen, you must first visit the office and sign a new form with a couple of rule changes. They have extended active pass holders. This is important now. Active pass holders have a 2-month extension to compensate for the mandated closure during the pandemic, and hours from, of course, 8 to 5. So that news right there, that's really good. I appreciate the state park system extending those 2 months. So in fact, my pass runs out in June, so I'm just going to keep it on through July and August and then renew then. And then having that 24-hour access, there's a small group of people that really use that for good things. And what that allows you to do, and I'll give you an example. If I'm down at the Cape and I want to go fishing early, I can punch in that code and go on in there and launch my boat. And then, of course, same way here at St. Andrew, into the state parks, if you need to go launch your boat before they open the gate, that code is really, really neat. So I thank you, Mike, for getting hold of me and letting us know that. And that's the thing about this, I can't give you all the information. I just cannot comprehend everything and give it back to you. So when you send me stuff like this and to share with the viewers, this is good. It's a win-win situation, and we're glad everybody gets to do it. Now, let's get started. Okay, I just got a couple of random things. Okay, this reminds me, women that cook with love get mad when you don't eat while it's hot. This goes back to our family, and I know y'all have the same thing. And my mom was good about it. She said, "Y'all come on, let's eat." And I know your parents and grandparents, and we're the same way with our kids. When we're doing Sunday dinner together, y'all come on now, let's eat while it's hot. So that goes through. When I saw that, I just cracked up. All right, so we'll start off with that. Don't forget now, Jim Dooley up there in Bluntstown. Don't forget, yellow flies. The wind has been really blowing. The yellow flies haven't been bad, but I can promise you, next couple of days when that wind dies down, those yellow flies are going to come flying in. Just the other day before the storm, I killed 7 while I was trying to tie a knot. Okay. our buddy Jeremy Pridgeon. Jeremy is a pastor at downtown First United Methodist Church. Jeremy's from Weewaw-Hitchika, and he grew up there, and just a fine, fine young man, and he grew up fishing down there. And here he fishes with his daddy Jerry and his family, and they went the other day before the storm and caught a good mess. And if you get a chance, sometimes he has some great messages. Pick him up on YouTube or something. Jeremy is a fine, fine young man. We're glad to have him back in the Panhandle. Now, I know not many of y'all are going to fish this, including myself, but tournaments are starting back, and this is going to be over in Orange Beach. I show Orange Beach because they're, historically in Alabama, they've just been the number one place, go-to place, and they're going to all bill fish will be released and lures only, and so there'll be pictures on. Anyway, they're showing that the big tournaments are coming back. That's over in Orange Beach, Alabama. Again, one of the viewers sent this, and we've talked about it. This is sort of clarifying everything. I won't read the whole thing to you. It's closed, and down at the bottom, the 2019-2020 hunt season has been approved. So what about 2021? So anyway, all permit sales have been suspended as far as I know. Everything's been suspended for permit sales. Okay, and this is how to get it, go online on how to get it. But as soon as I find out something, if they're issuing them, I will get back with you, okay? Okay, I just got a couple of those. Oh, right here, okay. Well, I'm gonna show you. I didn't mean to skip through this. This is just one of my former students. Still my favorite teacher ever. She sent that to me the other day. That was her last year, and she's up there in North Carolina now. Emily Holder. Good morning, Emily. Sweet young lady. Now, Star Good sent this to me. Star won the Mr. Tackle Box, and I ran it. She and her husband live over there in the College Point area, so I ran it by, and she said, "Thanks, Winston. Thanks, Winston, for coming by this morning." I've attached a picture of our 6-year-old grandson, John Davis, who's visiting us from Pike Road, Alabama. He caught a cell cat off our dock. He loves to fish, having a great time. So here's a picture right there of John. That's a fine picture, and again, that's good eating right there. Enjoyed visiting with Star and your family. Really, really enjoyed that. Okay, and also one other picture here. Right here, Captain Anderson's marina got this from Mike Fitzgerald. My wife, Winston, my wife Sandra and I did a 10-hour trip with Captain Anderson's on Wednesday. Had a great time. And that's a good trip. Here's a better picture of it right here. Thank you, Mike, for sharing that with us. And that's a good mess of fish. And I know y'all had a good time. We got those Captain Anderson's folks. I know them. They need to advertise with us and let us know what the hours are and the different trips. And I'll go on some of those trips with y'all. We've done that before. Let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let me share with you a quick story. Gail and I were riding through the Lynn Haven neighborhoods the other day, and we went by Stan Kirkland's house, and Stan was. This was the other morning about 9 or 10 o'clock. Stan was sitting under his shade tree in a chair. So what do? We just pulled up there and got a chair and visited with him over an hour. And we had the best visit, and we laughed about it. He's from Jackson County, from Gadsden County. We talked about that's how the old timers used to do on afternoons. They'd ride by and somebody be in the yard. They'd just stop by and talk to them. So we haven't done something like that in a while, just completely spontaneous. But he was telling me a story, and he was involved. He was sort of involved with the story, but he didn't do it. But Stan loves to wade fish, and the guy that went with him. And here's a tip of the day, outdoor tip of the day. Always have a float attached to your line if you wade fishing. Even if it comes unhooked and all, you have a float. And you know what I'm talking about, just a float attached to your string or a fish. And the person that was with Stan the other day, we don't know how it happened. He's not sure how it happened. But anyway, the string will come loose. But one of the things, he had a big, like a 25-inch redfish, a big redfish on it, and a couple of others. And they're still fresh. You can swim. And something happened, but the stringer went swimming off. They went after and everything, and they couldn't find it. They dropped the rod. They had to find the rod and reel, and so anyway, they saw a boater later and told them to be looking for some fish. But anyway, the tip of the day. Stan had a float on his, but the person fishing with him did not. They felt bad about it, but and we don't know what happened. But that's the tip of the day. And also, I'm gonna show you this. Y'all need to get a decal and put on your book like this. Okay. Now I'm gonna tie a knot. I'm gonna show you. We're gonna do a knot. okay, right here. And this is a knot, when, you know, you have braided line, okay, you have braided line, and then you have fluorocarbon leader. And the big thing is, of course, tying them together. And I've tried, when I'm fishing, I don't like to spend time tying knots. When I'm not fishing, I love to tie knots. But when you're out on a boat, it's aggravating because you want to be fishing. So this is a blood knot, and this is when you tie the two lines together. There are all kind of knots online now, like I showed you the other day, and all kind of ways to do it. So I'm gonna have two. This is a brown color, and this is a white color. So when I was teaching them in class, okay, we always use different colored lines, so it was a lot easier to learn. So what you want to do, you want to just, okay, all right, just like this. Very good. Okay, so here we go. Come like side by side. So just bring them, just lay them across each other. All right, now you're going to go. I'm going to wrap this. See this brown one here? I'm going to wrap it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I just wrap it around now. Okay, wrap it around 5 times. Now what you're going to do? See this loop right here? This loop right there. That loop right there. I'm going to bring it back through this loop. Okay, so brought it back through the loop. I'm just going to leave it over here. So this is on my right side, be on the left side now. Now I'm going to take the white line, okay, I'm going to do the same thing, wrap it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we'll just go, okay, there it is right there. Then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring it back through the same loop. Can you see that same loop right there? This one through the same loop, so I'm going to bring it back through here. I'm trying to watch a monitor and watch myself. So what you have is both of them like this. So then you're going to pull them tight. Okay, I'm going to hold on to the brown line, and it's not going to be real smooth like it is on okay. I'm going to pull it tight. I'm going to take the white line and pull it tight, and what happens is you pull them each tight. See, you start pulling up like this, and I can promise that's called a blood knot, okay? Now what I do, I go, when you tie it like this, and I go one step further. I take the brown line and I'll come back through the loop. See this loop right here? This is like a double blood knot. I don't know if they teach this or not, but I've learned over the years. I come back through this knot right here and pull it just like this through the same knot. And then I'll take the white line and come back over here to the far end, and I got a double blood knot. Is that not cool? Okay, then you pull it tight like that. Now I don't want to pull it completely tight, but that's how you're going to tie monofilament or fluorocarbon or braided line or blood knot. Okay? Y'all want me to do it one more time? Jeff shaking his head, yes. What do you think, Jeff? Jeff said let's do it one more time. All right, here we go. And you can go online and do it. About, you know, all the years I taught, we like to do it in person. Okay, I'm going to do it a lot quicker this time, okay? Take the brown line, because I got a big redfish waiting on me. I'm going to wrap it 5 times. I have 5 grandkids, so I can always remember 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 times, okay? Quickly. And then go back through the middle loop and just let it sit there. Then take the white line, wrap it 5 times. I'm just going to wrap it 2 or 3 just for the sake of brevity. And you're going to come back through, okay? Come back through that middle. So I got both of them sitting in the middle, okay? And yeah, on a boat sometimes you pull them through and put them tight a little bit, and then go back through that outside loop with the brown one, then go back through the outside loop on the white one here, that little loop right there. I can guarantee you, a fish is not going to pull that apart. They may break or something on an oyster shell. When you pull that tight, it's going to be really tight. So that's called a blood knot. And they're, like I say, and that's something we're talking about, doing stuff with kids and all in the summer, teach them knots and everything. When I taught, I had a whole unit on knot tying in the outdoor classes. And it started out first couple of years, I just tied a couple of basic knots, and the kids enjoyed it so much. We spent a lot of time, and I got a lot of excitement out of teaching it to the kids, you know. And then I found out, and this is sort of the top level of, I think, of teaching and all, you find out that kids can actually teach it to each other and get a kick out of it, because the teacher and the learner are sort of side by side and in the same age group, and then they switch roles. And I started putting them in groups of 4 or 5, and I would sign, this group has these 3 knots, and this group has these 3 knots, and they would teach it. Then they would spend a whole day with different color ropes, and they would tie it. That group would tie it. Then the next day, everybody in the group would tie that knot. And I'd go around the room, and I just sort of sat back, and so the next day they would get up in the front of the room on the desk, right, in front of, and everybody and they'd talk about the knot. They'd give the history of the knot. They would show their peers, their fellow students, how to do it, and everybody tried it, and they would you could just see this beam of accomplishment when they tried it, because 99% of them never tied knots. So I would encourage you, with young people, or a group of people, or anybody, just get some small rope and just tie different knots. It's a lot of fun, and they're very practical. And we put them in categories of fishing knots, camping knots, tying tents together, different things like that, and how to if you're towing something, you pull in a big old truck out of a bog. They like that one. They had a big old different kind of. We had a bigger rope for that. So all kind of knots, and the kids really enjoyed doing that. So that was a blood knot. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. Let's take a look at our fishing game time, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. We're looking at 4:16 to 6:16 this morning, right in the middle of it. This afternoon, 4:42 and 6:42, and hopefully this wind will start dying down soon, and it's going to be really good fishing after this wind dies down, especially out in the Gulf. I know a lot of red snapper trips had to have been canceled and all because of that, but we got I did want to mention on the state parks about the state parks. A lot of times they're just overlooked as far as the utility of them, using them for outdoor activities. I know families camp and all, but to me, a lot of times I consider the state park in my outdoor activity like a base camp, especially hunting and fishing. We'd go to some of my buddies and I. We didn't have the money to rent motels and all, and would go on a trip. And I use a classic example in the 70s and all. We bow hunted over at Eglin. Some of the first ones, David Barnes and I, were some of the first goofballs to go over there and try that. But we stayed at Rocky Bayou State Park right there on the bayou in a tent, and that was our base camp. Man, we loved it. Spent about 3 days of hunting, 2 nights over there. And I was thinking about a lot of guys go to Kentucky and Tennessee and all, and don't have these big lease properties. You can still hunt. You can still hunt public property and still camp and make it an inexpensive trip compared to what a lot of folks have to pay for leases and all. You look at Ben Steele. Ben took that big buck on public land. So that's keep in mind the state parks, how good they are and all. And the Apalachicola National Forest the same way. A lot of folks do activities over there. Now, we were talking about how the wind was so strong coming in this past couple of days, and I went online because they said it's blowing 20, but I felt like it was blowing more than 20, so I went online, and here in the NOAA buoy locations where they check the wind, and you can see this is just the eastern. Now, there's another set in the western Gulf of Mexico. This is the eastern Gulf of Mexico. And so this is where they check them in. So I zoomed in, of course, to our area, and this was like Sunday afternoon. It's blowing the left-hand corner there, 33, 27, and of course at our area, it was just interesting seeing the direction. Of course, in the white, that's a number of the buoy in the white, but the wind direction, the speed is underneath there. So you can go online and check this out, but it was pretty steady. And of course, that's where they get a water temperature and all from too. So the buoys are really interesting to look at. The other day when Brad was on here, he did we're switching subjects now. Brad did those cups, and he wanted something solid to put the cup on so the suction cup would stay on it. By the way, I know some of y'all went down there. Y'all told me you went down there and got some of those cups. I hope y'all left me some. But I had this tray here. I ironically brought this tray, and if you see right here, you may not can read it. It says casting plugs. And in the course of my collecting old fishing lures, I started running across in old tackle boxes. Maybe they won't fall out. What do you think? Yeah, they're going to be right. See all these old casting plugs? That was practice. Yeah, that's practice casting, different colors and all. I really got excited. I'd find these in tackle boxes. What it was, the folks would had them in to practice casting in the backyard. And so I made a collection. There are all kind of others too, but over the years, I just thought that was really cool, casting in the backyard. And again, we when I taught casting and all in the class, we did it. So I went online. There's a group. Check this out: the American Casting Association. Okay, check it out. And you know how long they've been doing casting competition? I knew it's been a while. How about like 111 years? This is the 111th. Last year, this year's been canceled or postponed. This is the 111th American Casting Association National Tournament. And I started looking at this, and it was all kind of, these are different clubs. Obviously, I don't see one coming out of Southport, but these are different parts of the country and all, and different winners. So I just started checking it out, and it's a two-hand. They have, okay, this is a two-hand with a spinning, and this is having a feet, 333 feet. Oh, Henry got first place there, 333 feet with two-handed, okay? And then it was on the spool, they got 337. Henry did it on both of them. I don't know these people. Then they also have fly. Can you imagine casting a fly 214 feet? Just stop and think about that. That's old men. They're looking on the right-hand side. The guy on the right-hand side, bottom right-hand corner, he casted 280. Folks, that's almost the length of a football field. And I've got, okay, I don't, then a one-hand fly, just doing it one hand or two hands. So okay, I've got some more to show you on these, because I just when I ran across the plugs, I started thinking about those casting championships they had, and those old black and white movies of them casting, and they do distance and they do accuracy, men and women, and all different things. We'll pick some of this up maybe tomorrow or the next day and finish up on it. So we run out of time. Always, we appreciate you watching the show. Do something good today for your fellow man. Just make that part of your lifestyle. You have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.